Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You're welcome. What have you been up to today?
Uh, just getting ready, Trish, for the upcoming holiday here in the U.S. It is a good time for winding down a little bit. We have made an executive decision, Trish, at
We
H3HR
have.
Advisors, that the organization will be taking a slightly extended break, starting basically after this show, I think, at least for me, uh, until early next week, which is exciting because I do think it's like many folks, many organizations. I've seen a lot of organizations actually kind of taking this whole week off actually and giving their employees extra time off. So we're kind of doing the same too, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. So I'm working like a half day tomorrow, and then we are taking Monday off. Well, I guess Friday, but everyone takes Friday off, don't they? Is that a thing?
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving is
Yeah,
is
day after
not a
Thanksgiving.
heavy work day typically, right, in the US.
Right. So, but anyway, we have fun things planned. Do you know we have been doing this show over a year and a half?
Mm-hmm.
And I never look back. Do you ever look back at episodes?
Trish, out on the road today, I saw a deadhead sticker on a Cadillac.
No, so I was looking back
I
through
don't
some.
look back that often.
I know, I don't either, but I did the other day, and there, first of all, the evolution of my hair is like crazy in the last year and a half. I don't
You
know
ought
if
to do
you've
you
heard
ought
this.
to do a collage maybe of hair over the
Oh,
months.
you know what? And it's true. They say, especially women, when you're traumatized about something, you like do something drastic to your hair, which I don't think I have, but we've been in a pandemic. That's the drastic thing. So I'm like, I haven't cut bangs. That's like the final. If you know a woman and she has cut bangs,
Was that the
back
deal?
off.
Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Back off that woman because she is traumatized about something. So, no, seriously, what we're going to do though, it should be fun. We're still going to run the work break and while we're gone on both Wednesday, Friday, and Monday, but it'll be kind of renewing some of those fun episodes. So we've got Karen Steed just kind of combing through the old episodes right now. So we'll see what we come up with for the break for the next couple days.
Nice. Well, good.
Yeah,
It'll be good to get a little break, Trish.
I agree. Hey,
I
you know
live
what though? Today is not a break. So
what?
we have some serious stuff to talk about. I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, if it's just like that news stories kind of like go in like little clumps together, but I've been seeing all these stories lately about different auctions of like things coming up for auction that were hidden for many years in some
Okay.
family or whatever. So the most recent one though is I don't know if you saw that Einstein's documents where he made all his calculations that led to the theory of relativity just went up for auction
Wow.
in Paris. Any guesses on what something like that would even go for? I mean,
Oh
it's
boy, that feels like the kind of thing that should be in like a museum
right,
somewhere or an archive or in a library
right? I
at
know.
Princeton. But I don't know, 5 million maybe something like that.
11.5 million.
Wow. Okay.
But you're right. I mean, something like that is pretty much priceless. And I would think you'd want it in a museum. Maybe they will. Maybe the owner will put that on display, like on loan or
Mhm.
something. But I don't know. I was just thinking, like, is there anything, like, if you had unlimited money? I know a lot of people buy sports
Well,
memorabilia.
how do you know I don't? But go ahead.
Well,
I'll allow the question.
I guess my question is like the lots of people buy really. I don't know that I'd go buy Einstein's theory of relativity calculations, but is there anything you would buy? Like for
Unlimited?
fun?
You're talking about unlimited? So yeah, so you
Yeah.
mentioned that. I
What
was
do you
just
want?
thinking, Trish, I didn't write this down, but in the news over the past week or so, there was a an art auction. I believe it was held in New York City. There was an older, very very wealthy couple going through a divorce, and they were very very wealthy. They have this huge private art collection, and as part of the
Okay.
divorce process and settlement, et cetera, they're auctioning off, or they have auctioned off all the artwork. And in that auction, Trish, an original one of my favorite artists, Mark Rothko paintings,
Oh,
which had never been up for auction before, it was from the
okay.
early 50s, was auctioned as a part of that sale, went for like 80 plus $1 million. And so I try to buy one of those if we're talking about just unlimited funds and like a cool Roscoe or original Jasper Johns. I would try to acquire something from one of my favorite artists. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I think I would too. I've always liked you'll probably know this painting called The Kiss by Klimt.
Oh yeah, Klimt, sure.
I just feel like that would be nice to have. But if it were something, I'm going to say more practical, but let's say less expensive, I would love to have something like owned by Prince. I don't know. It could be a
Okay.
guitar. It could be, I would love to have an artifact owned by
Purple
some,
jumpsuit, maybe. Yeah, be
right,
awesome.
somebody really, 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 well, I think I would want it to be not a jumpsuit, like something he used to be creative because like we're in a fairly creative like
Yeah,
work
I get
job,
it.
right? So I think I'd want something of someone who's super creative, maybe. I
That'd be
don't know.
cool.
I
Prince
don't know.
piano, maybe something like that. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. My other question was going to be, and then I know you've got probably tons too, but I saw
Cool.
on CBS Sunday Morning the other day that they were doing a story about water. And my question for you is, before I tell you what the story is, can you taste, are you like picky about the taste of water? Like, I don't know that water has a taste,
I don't say
but
I'm picky, but I will say I only drink bottled water at home.
you do.
I don't know if that makes me
Okay.
picky or not, but I do only.
You don't, okay, see, I don't. I'm like a Midwest girl. I'll drink tap water all day long. We've got a
Mm,
well, drink the well water, treat it, of course. But no,
of course.
I asked because I found this really fascinating. My son will only drink certain kinds of bottled water
Mm.
because he's like, well, Dasani is too salty. And I'm like,
Yeah, no, I'm not fussy that way. I couldn't tell the difference, honestly.
but when you look at the ingredients, they actually do add things to make you thirsty, which includes salt. So
That's a weird
oddly, right?
cycle in a bottle of water. I never thought about that. Hmm.
So
Okay.
there are different flavor. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is CBS Sunday Morning did a news story about the first water sommelier that he has come to
That
this
is a
country.
thing?
He
Wow.
actually has that as his job on a visa, on a work visa. And that's just a big deal. But he is having people taste different kinds of water. So have you ever heard of anything like that?
I have not, and that maybe falls into the category of if you've got like so much funds that it doesn't really matter what you're spending them on, you might acquire the services of a water sommelier as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking my son could have a future in this because he can spot differences in water, so maybe that's his new calling. I haven't mentioned it to him yet, but maybe. So what do you got going on?
Trish, I have
What's
an
going
item
on
for
in
you
your world?
today. It was in the news this week, and I really have a question based on the news item. Here it is. Trish, if you've bought gas recently or paid your home heating bill, you've noticed maybe prices have gone up.
Up,
The
up, up.
gas prices, et cetera, oil prices have been up. The U.S. government, Trish, will release 50 million barrels of crude oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to help lower gas and home energy prices.
Oh,
Okay. So here's my
okay.
question to you, Trish. What other strategic reserves should we have, our government have at the ready, just in case? What else should we have ready to get back on the market? I've got some suggestions, but I'd love your thoughts.
I don't know why, but the first thing that popped to mind was peanut butter.
Peanut butter is a good one. I had beef or steaks, chicken wings. I
Right?
thought
Food.
Twinkies would be nice. And then I thought like some non-food items, maybe
Okay.
like Sharpies. Like you ever know, like where's that Sharpie gone? I don't know. I can never find my Sharpie when I need it.
Oh, I've got my glasses. I lose my glasses. I think we talked about it a week and a half ago. I got new glasses. I've already lost a pair.
There you go.
Like lost, gone.
Tap into that strategic reserve.
Um,
Extension cords. You ever not be able to find that extension cord you need in a
oh
pinch?
no, I got a ton of extension
Should be a
cords.
lot of those around. Bailey's, just because it's a very versatile beverage.
I
I
have
thought,
that as well. See, I'm well stocked on extension cords and Baileys, but
did
not
I
so much
mention
on,
Twinkies? That should be another one too. So
yeah.
let's update the strategic reserve for things that matter more than petroleum. That's
There
my
you
vote.
go. Well, since you mentioned food, I do have one food story too that I thought I'd throw out there. They should be a sponsor, but they're not. But I'm
Hmm,
going to give them a try. So I know you order, what is it, Butcher Box, you've
I
said
do.
before. You and I both use Instacart. I'm all about food being delivered. There was
Shout
a
out DoorDash.
story. I know, right? There was a story though about what happens to ugly fruit and ugly vegetables.
Hmm.
So actually, it's a huge problem in our country where a lot of food is being thrown away, going to waste because farmers can only sell the pretty fruit, air quotes, um, fruit of a certain size, fruit of a certain shape, you know? So if you have, like, 2 potatoes that have kinda grown together, they might be perfectly good, but you can't sell them at the
Yeah,
grocery
they're not as
store.
attractive, so people pass them over in the store. I get that. Sure.
Right, or
Yep.
like a pepper that's all kind of funky shaped or whatever. So anyway, this company called, let me get this right, Misfit Market, and it's just
Okay.
misfitmarket.com. I'm gonna try. So you can get fruits and vegetables that are considered not pretty enough for the grocery store, but perfectly consumable, nothing wrong with them, not blemished, not
Right.
rotten,
I dig that.
right?
Yeah.
For about 40% off.
Hey.
So I don't know. We're heading into Christmas and New Year's and just all the holidays, and people are spending a ton of money. So if you need to save money somewhere, I think on your fruits and vegetables is probably they're expensive this time of year,
Yeah, that's for sure. And ugly vegetables and fruits need some love too. That's a
right?
very good sentiment. Just one last thing for me, real quick.
Okay.
In the out of the UK, Trish, this story: octopus, lobster, crabs, and other creatures of that ilk,
Okay.
cephalopods, and I forget the other name. They are now being classified, apparently in the UK, or about to be classified in the UK as sentient beings. Trish, according to UK
What does that
researchers,
mean?
that means they can sort of think, and most importantly, they think that they can
Oh.
feel. They can actually feel pain. So they are
Oh,
advising all of us to not throw said creatures alive in boiling water to cook them. How about that?
that's very sad. That's very sad. I knew they could think. What was that? The Octopus Teacher. That movie that was up for the Oscar last year. Was that last year? Last year.
Yeah. So think twice about
Oh,
shellfish, cephalopods, octopi, crabs, and the like.
great.
That's it.
Thanks
That's all I got.
thanks for making us feel guilty right here at the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah.
Last thing,
Most
speaking of
people.
being thankful, I'm thankful for you.
Oh, you as well. Thank you.
I'm thankful for our opportunity to talk to all of these lovely people every time we hop on here. And I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to
Yeah.
everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, all.
All
Enjoy.
right. We will catch you back here live on next week, Wednesday. In the meantime, stay tuned for the really fun reruns that Karen is going to throw up there. Happy Thanksgiving.